Hey, Decathlon Gamer, welcome back to FM24 Youth Factory, episode number 60. We're just into the preseason and training camp that is upon us, and we have planned work for training facilities. We are progressing from 3.5 stars to 4 stars, aka 16 out of a possible 20. We started at a 1. So plus 15 overall. That is huge. It's going to be done in December with work starting pretty quickly. It looks like they've got a couple months to plan things out, but that is every bit what we need to progress quickly, especially if we are going to stay alive in the championship this season. At the same time, we're in the middle of contract negotiations. Like Ashley Potter has just signed his new deal, and now that we're in the championship, we're no longer stuck with like 2-year deals. That was largely what we were getting in League One. Now that we're in the championship, we're getting into that territory of 3-year, 4-year deals being a pretty regular thing now. That's good for a club such as us, where we are not locked in on transfers or anything like that. It's all happening internally, so we want to hang on to players as long as possible. Therefore, a 3-year deal for Ashley Potter is great, and Hewitt getting a 4-year deal is fantastic. And lots of our U21s have signed new deals, and our couple or last U18 player. When we look at the organization as a whole, we've got a few players, or 2 players with deals pending. But otherwise, we are down to 1 expiring contracts. So we're down to 11 right now, and some of those are going to be by choice with decisions pending later, because as we continue to grow and evolve and we bring in the next intake in March, which of course is a long ways off, there's bound to be a group of expiring contracts that we want to expire. So some of these, such as like a Yaman Guven, are going to be decided upon after that March date. So there's definitely going to be a handful that are waiting on that. But then there are another 4 or 5, 6 that I'm going to look to make a deal with soon. But there are complications with some, such as Sam Julian, who wants out at the end of his deal. Minimum security could kick in, but he is being problematic for us. And that has led to the exit of Wilkinson. So it could lead to a forced exit for Sam Julian, and it could happen still this summer. Lanahan Penreese is another one with an expiring contract, and for the moment, he's kind of down to being a bench player for me. We'll see how I shift things around, but he's kind of looking like a 12th man at the moment. Charlton Redknapp is one that I might actually look to sell in January, but it's not like we're going to get much. And at the moment, McCartney is now the latest to join the I think I want out of here group. 3 times over, we have been through Adekunle wanting a new contract, which of course I'm thrilled to offer him a new contract, except his demands are $2.5 million a year, and the board's limit is just shy of $800,000 a year. We are nowhere near being on terms with one another. At the same time, Adekunle has been rather problematic with wanting to have some sort of release clause, and a release clause that's only on his upper limit right now. $28 million would be kind of okay. I mean, that would certainly set us up financially in the medium term, but the main issue is the salary. If we can't come to terms on the salary and a couple other things that are locked in with that, there's just nowhere. There is no middle ground, and there's nothing I can do to ask the board for more. A bit stuck when it comes to Adekunle right now. So I'm having to dismiss. I've already tried that once on the third run of this, and some of the team members came to me and were like, you gotta offer this guy a contract, which of course then I turned around and agreed to them, and we ended up in the same problem. He's willing to let it go. Now I've got to get the team members to let it go. Problem is this is making him upset, so his morale's not great, but now I'm going to have to deal with teammates that aren't great. Now maybe by the next year we can turn around and offer him something better, but for now it's Preston have signed Ryan Gordon from Oxford United, or the other way around. Only 56,000 was involved for the deal. Very, very small deal as far as things go. And actually a step, backwards. He's now in League One. We have 50% of the transfer fee for this one, so we are going to receive 28,000. Very, very small potatoes for what was a very good player who's now playing below our level. This season's primarily going to be about survival. They've got us picked 22nd. Fulham is picked 20th and on minus 12 points and in fire sale mode, where they could part ways with more players before the start of the season, or at least by the transfer deadline, or continuing on into January. They're not going to be adding, they're going to be subtracting. Their morale is probably going to be pretty low. They're starting on that negative 12, which is going to take them a while to catch up and overtake, especially if they are only picked at 20th. And you're adding in the fact that they're going to start 24th and be there for a while. It could be quite a while before they score the kind of points they need to move out of that 24th. So fingers crossed that Fulham is going to go down, that they are one of the 3 teams that's going to get relegated. Then all you have to do is beat two teams. Right now, Hull and Birmingham City are picked below us. That's 2 teams. Now, on paper, they've got us 22nd, but what we've seen from a couple years ago from this exact scenario was that our development rate exceeded those around us. We caught up, we made up ground. We had a rough year, but we did avoid relegation. I think we could be in for that same type of territory. And unlike what we saw that couple years ago, where they really had us way behind everybody else, we're same as Charlton. We're right behind Fulham and Coventry and QPR. There's a lot of teams for that bottom end. They don't see us as being that uncompetitive. Now, the yo-yo teams, the Sunderland, Everton, and Sheffield United, are among the favorites to go back up, while Crystal Palace look really strong otherwise. But no matter what those odds are, 200 to 1 is not that far off compared to everybody else. Donnell Traynor, among the league's best players at Stoke these days. Sam Julian, as good as he is nowhere near the top end of the league. Sam Brooks at West Brom is certainly amongst the better players in the league, but not at the top of the list. And Adekunle comes in well down towards the bottom of the list, as does McDonald. Only the 6th of August, so majority of a month still left in that window, and total transfer spending at $250 million, with Bournemouth spending $19 million the most. The opposite end is Sheffield United. It's not us in terms of the bringing money in, and we have 0 players in that top 11 for, I think, the first time ever? Or did that happen 2 years ago when we first got promoted to League One? I was really hoping we would have new sponsorship deals announced. It would make a lot of sense, yet that's not the case. We're still at just $250,000, where Barnsley is 23rd in the league with $1.5 million, which is significantly higher. I mean, it's more than 6 times what we are bringing in, 600% higher than what we have. Season opener, Birmingham City. We are on the road. We've got 10 of our 11 starters for this one. I'm taking our standard play to see how well we do against a championship side here at the start of the season. It's probably too much to ask, but I didn't want to go to that counterattacking strategy just yet. One change to the lineup, that being Kev Ralston, has gotten the start today with Sam Lyons injured, and our backup, Christopher Joseph, who would have picked up the start, he too has been injured, and he's been cleared to play 45 today, so I've put him on the bench. We'll see how he does, but in this season opener so far, it's been a pretty dominant performance for Birmingham City, and we're having a little difficulty trying to keep up with them as Iverson has scored, and we trail pretty early on. I might need to change up the tactics to go more defensive and hit that counter-attacking style, because so far we are not competing with them. That was a pretty easy goal for Iverson there. Free kick, dangerous position. Iverson goes close on that one, just up over the corner. We haven't had a shot yet. Another attempt close range. This one goes wide. We're going to get to halftime here. And another free kick and another dangerous position. We're lucky we don't have any yellow cards at this point. That one punched away by Julian. We're going to get another chance at this as the highlight continues. No, that is the end of that highlight. And without an attempt in the first half, I really do feel like I'm going to have to change to the counter-attacking style. But the weird thing is we do trail by a goal. Like, what was wrong with that one? Ward goes and wins the ball comfortably. Oh, he missed it! And Julian gets up off the ground and pounces on it before they can. Wow, that is so lucky. Goal line technology now for a championship level. I don't think we have VAR here, but we do have goal line tech, and that ball certainly bounced without a doubt in front of the goal line, and it remains just 1-0, keeping us in the game for now. That was a lot of XG for that penalty. Harsh penalty, as Ward looked like he won the ball pretty comfortably there. Certainly the direction that the ball went, if he's going through the guy, the ball's not clearly, it's not going directly in that path, and it's definitely not going with that power. So, yeah, very harsh, but I think tactically we have got to switch this up to our second design, and that is this one. So Archie Jones is the man without as we go to essentially a back five with a couple wing backs. All right, we have changed up the tactics. Joseph is on to play the second half, as Rolston didn't fit the strategy very well there, and we'll see if a more counter-attacking strategy can get us further, because, well, we were supposed to possess a ball and we possessed it less than them, and we had literally zero chances. Even if we just peter out into a 1-0 loss, it would be better. There's our first chance at anything. Hewitt finds Walker. Walker earns a corner kick. That was our first shot of the day. We've played an hour, so this tactic so far is working better. Walker has picked up a yellow card, and Julian claims that early cross. 25 to play. Adekunle having a terrible day, and Walker probably looking for a double sub for those two here pretty soon, especially with Lanahan Penry's available on the bench. Oof, Webb does not win that ball cleanly. Gets away with a foul there too as well. And Sam Julian is injured. Arm injury for him. I think we're going to make a double change, but I have 3 substitutes available. Not a good start to our season, losing our best player, our goalkeeper. Okay, we're going to go balanced here late on because we've got to try to get an equalizer. But this strategy has worked so much better here in the second half, and as we get into the last minutes, we do have 1 sub left available to us, and it would be the Walker sub, and it would be for a debut for a young player. Let's go ahead and bring him on. Whitehouse, and let's go attacking. Hold on, let's see what we can do here in the final minutes to try to 1 minute left. No time wasting. Gosh, that is the default for that one. Shoot on sight, hit early crosses, get the underlap on. Final seconds of this one, an equalizer is still potential, but we've only had 1 attempt all day, so it's not looking likely. But there's the cross, and that's the final whistle. That was headed out for a corner. That would have been 1 more chance, but we do not get it. 1 shot attempt all day, but the second half was significantly better than the first half for us. They had a lot of XG, but half of that XG came on the penalty. which was missed, not saved, but missed. But an injury to Sam Julian is the biggest concern on the day, not the fact that we lost. Sam Julian, it's a fractured wrist, which as a goalkeeper is a worrying one. Our options are physio 4 to 5 weeks. The doctor will cut that down to 4 weeks, but a specialist will cut it down further, so we're definitely going to spend money on the specialist there. Archie Jones also picks up a bruised knee, but that's it for that. So a few weeks for Sam Julian, which obviously hurts, and starting the season with a loss is just one of many, right? Anytime we're getting points, that's going to be something to help us keep in there. Fulham haven't even started with Ipswich, but let's hope that's a win for Ipswich. Like I said, I think I'm counting on one of the 3 relegation sides being Fulham, so we do not want them coming out strong. Reading start weekly. Losing to Birmingham City in that opener, it was on the road, hurts, as that was one of the promotion sides that went up with us, and they've beaten us. So that's one of the teams that's supposed to be at the bottom of the league, and we struggled pretty mightily against them. We're going to need some rapid development if we're going to be competitive, and any points we can get here early in the season, while we are at our weakest, are going to be quite welcome. That is going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.